In this frozen land, there are the hunters, and there are those who exist only by enduring the brutal march of time and climate. Welcome to wild Antarctica, where only the resilient can face the true edge of existence. When the food supply shifts, pods of killer whales surge through the freezing ocean, leaving the Arctic seas to drive south for a new chance at survival. The orca is the ocean's ruling predator, its power forged not in solitary might, but in brilliant, cooperative strategies. Passed down through generations. A full-grown adult can stretch from 20 to 26 feet and weigh more than 6 tons. This massive, yet streamlined body gives them the raw endurance to maintain absolute command of their domain. A brutal clarity defines the relationship between killer whale and seal in the ocean's food chain. For the seal, the surface and the ice floes are the razor's edge between safety and peril. But for the killer whale, these are ancestral hunting grounds. The seal's survival depends on agility and evasion. Yet, the killer whale doesn't hunt with brute force alone. It relies on collective intellect. Each pod assigns clear roles, coordinating seamlessly to apply relentless pressure. No haste, no chaos. Every move is part of a calculated strategy. Against the seal, a prolonged chase is unnecessary. They control the space, forcing their prey into stress and fatal error. For the killer whale, every hunt is more than a meal. It is an assertion of dominance in the frigid ocean world. The leopard seal is the silent predator of the frigid seas. It needs no pack, relying on patience and absolute control of its domain to survive. A long, agile body gives the leopard seal the edge in a relentless hunt. In the brutal hierarchy of survival, it is caught in the middle, a hunter that can become the hunted for something larger. This reality demands constant vigilance, forcing it to choose its moment and its prey with lethal precision. For the leopard seal, silence and calculation are the keys to enduring in a world of ice. In the icy waters, the leopard seal is one of the penguin's greatest threats. It makes no show of strength. It simply appears, a patient, unpredictable hunter. Its silent mastery of the depths means the penguin rarely recognizes the threat until it is too late. For the leopard seal, the penguin is a vital prize. Its energy-rich body is the fuel needed to endure the punishing cold. Every time a penguin slips from the ice into the water, it enters the predator's domain. In this dynamic, the seal is more than an enemy. It is the constant, crushing pressure of survival, forcing the penguin to live on high alert simply to exist. Penguins are the only birds on Earth to have traded the heavens for dominion over the sea. Their wings, forged into powerful flippers, propel them through the depths with lethal speed. Clumsy on land, perhaps, but beneath the frigid waves, they are relentless hunters. Every motion is a study in efficiency, every stroke a fight for survival. In this frozen world, mastery of the ocean is the key that has unlocked their existence across millions of brutal years. Every day is a war. They face the biting cold and epic journeys in search of food. Fish, squid, and krill are their lifeblood, but the abyss always waits. A single lapse in vigilance means a journey of no return. In this world, there is no room for hesitation. Every decision carries a cost, and only the most resilient will endure. In the biting cold, emperor penguins cling to one another for survival. They form immense, shifting huddles, a constant rotation ensuring every individual gets a turn in the life-giving warmth. This movement is not random. It is a collective instinct honed over generations. Each subtle shift distributes heat, a unified defense against the devouring cold. But nature plays no favorites. The weaker individuals falter, unable to keep pace with the rhythm of the colony. As their body heat plummets, life silently slips away. There is no other choice. the huddle must continue its rotation for the rest to live. In this place, strength is not in the one, but in the ability to merge with the many. And only the most resilient, the most adapted, will withstand the ultimate test of the ice. During the breeding season, the male penguin endures the harshest ordeal. He balances the egg on his feet, tucking it tightly against his body beneath a warm fold of skin. For months, he stands motionless in the flesh-slicing cold, without food, all to shield a fragile spark of life. Meanwhile, the female journeys to the distant ocean to hunt. Only when she returns with the first precious meal can the male finally leave his post to find food for himself. This is more than survival instinct. It is a precise, silent pact where each individual makes a sacrifice to ensure the continuation of their species. Not all threats come from the outside world. Sometimes, a young chick faces danger from the other adults within its own colony. An accidental shove or a careless collision can push a chick into a perilous situation. In these moments, the parent's presence is its only defense. They are a fragile but critical shield, helping the young one navigate the internal chaos and continue its journey to adulthood in a world of ice. When the chick's demand for food outstrips what the parents can provide in shifts, the sheltering must end prematurely. Both parents leaving at once is not a choice. It is a brutal necessity for long-term survival. For chicks just 1 month old, it is their first time facing the Antarctic cold and solitude without that familiar circle of protection. They huddle together, forming their own small rings for warmth, repeating the very strategy their ancestors used to survive. The chick's life now depends entirely on its ability to adapt far beyond its age. For the young penguin chicks, patience for a meal from the adults is wearing dangerously thin. A gnawing hunger drives them to a decision that defies their age. One by one, they abandon the familiar ice, venturing toward the ocean to forge their own survival. Inexperienced, facing a gauntlet of countless dangers, they have no other choice. Before them lies the vast, majestic ocean, a force that both nurtures life and conceals invisible threats. In this unforgiving world, only the bold earn the right to exist. The giant petrel reigns as one of the Antarctic's largest and most formidable predators. An adult can weigh between 9 and 18 pounds, with a wingspan stretching over 6.5 feet, easily commanding the fierce winds and frigid offshore currents. Its slow, cumbersome appearance is a facade, concealing a body built for endurance and overwhelming power. In this frozen world, the giant petrel is an ever-present threat to the penguins. It rarely risks a direct assault on a full-grown adult. But for a young chick, especially one that strays from the colony, the giant petrel becomes a lethal menace. A single moment away from the huddle is all it takes to be marked as prey. In the brutal calculus of Antarctic survival, the giant petrel doesn't need to be a constant hunter. Its mere presence is enough to force the penguins to crowd closer, to sharpen their senses, and to understand that even on the ice, safety is never absolute. The skua is a seabird notorious for its ferocious nature and opportunistic lifestyle. Its powerful frame, broad wings, and a sharp, hooked beak give it command over the airspace of penguin colonies. It doesn't need to soar high or dive fast. Instead, it glides low, observing and waiting for a single vulnerability. A silent tension smolders between the skua and the penguin. The skua is a true opportunist, preying on eggs and chicks the moment the colony's guard weakens. It strikes not with force, but by exploiting the vulnerability of the young. This constant menace compels the penguins to rely on collective defense and unwavering vigilance. For a chick, safety exists only under the shadow of the colony. This is not a war of loud clashes, but a tense, perpetual standoff. The patient hunter against the young, who must grow up instantly or perish. Flightless, lacking the crushing power of other predators. Yet, the penguin stands defiant in one of the most brutal environments on Earth. They survive not by speed or claw, but by precision-tuned adaptation, an unbreakable unity, and an endurance forged across generations. Amidst the seemingly eternal ice, their every step is a silent declaration. True strength is not born from dominance, but from the will to persevere against all odds. Thank you for watching. If you found this story meaningful, please like, share, and subscribe to continue the journey with us into the next sagas of the wild.